trending news. Check out the team that President Muhammadu Buhari assembled to fight corruption. In 2015, when President Muhammadu Buhari was elected President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, he promised Nigerians that he was going to assemble a team that will fight corruption and ensure that Nigeria takes its place as the giant of Africa. Let's take a look at some of these people that he assembled to fight corruption. 1. Babachir David Lawan. Babachir David Lawan was a former secretary to the federal government of Nigeria. He was appointed by President Muhammadu Buhari. Unfortunately, he allegedly connived with his brother and duped Nigeria of over 500 billion naira. He had been suspended and the case is still in court. 2. Mr. Ibrahim Magu, the suspected EFCC chairman, was appointed by President Muhammadu Buhari to spearhead the fight against corruption as the head of EFCC, but he has been suspended of alleged of multi-crime worth billions of naira. 3. Mr. Lawan Daura is the former DSS boss because he unconstitutionally blocked access to parliament when the lawmakers was supposed to meet. He denied them access to the parliament. He was subsequently sacked by the then acting president, Professor Osibajo, due to this misconduct. Kemi Adeosun, the former Minister of Finance, she was appointed to spearhead the Finance Department of Federal Republic of Nigeria. Unfortunately, she went and purchased a fake NYSC certificate. It was later discovered and she was asked to go. Babatunde Fola, he was the chairman of the Federal Island Revenue Services. He was sacked because of alleged corruption practices and abuse of office by President Muhammadu Buhari. He was appointed to sanitize the office, but he went further to worsen the situation. 3. And the last, Mrs. Wilfred Oyo. She was the head of service to the Federation. She was accused of misappropriation of 3 million naira and she was subsequently removed from office due to the heavy allegations leveled against him. Mr. Sauka Idoko Akin, chairman and CEO of Investment and Security Tribunal, he was sacked due to corruption practices. So, these are people assembled by President Muhammadu Buhari to ensure that corruption is dealt with, but they were consumed by corruption as corruption deepens in Nigeria. Thank you, viewers, for listening to this news. Wow. Corruption, corruption, corruption. Corruption can never end in Nigeria. It's not possible. Corruption can never stop in Nigeria because the people we have here in Nigeria, the leaders are corrupt. This is why corruption can never leave the country. If they are not corrupt, I'm very much sure that they will tackle what is called corruption in the country. But because of their corrupt mind, because of their corruption will be encouraged in Nigeria. They can never stop corruption. They can never, because they are corrupt themselves. And again, with what President Muhammadu Buhari said about the team assembled, that he assembled to fight corruption, all these people mentioned here, they are all criminals. The first person President Muhammadu Buhari mentioned is Babachir David. According to the writer, he said that Babachir was appointed by this so-called President Muhammadu Buhari, and he allegedly connived with his brother and duped Nigeria over 500 million naira. Isn't that too much? These people are thieves, and at the end of the day, the court suspended him. But is that enough? Would that bring back would that remove corruption from Nigeria? The only thing they will do is to collect and take back the money yet, but that will never stop corruption from continuing in the country. The writer also talked about, discussed the what happened to Magu Ibrahim, the EFCC chairman, who was appointed by President Muhammadu Buhari as well to spearhead the fight against corruption. Corrupt people that are corrupt are elected to fight corruption. Is that possible? As I've said before, that the leaders, those that were choosing to fight corruption, are also corrupt. So I don't think that corruption will be fought when people that were elected to fight corruption as corrupt themselves. It's not possible. According to what the writer said, that Ibrahim Magu used to be the head, and he pretends as if he doesn't have any crime. He pretends as if he does not have any cockroach in his cupboard. We never knew that he is worse. He has been persecuting and arresting people, investigating people's crime. Now, his own cup is filled up. Now it's his turn. Imagine, he was accused of multiple crimes. He was accused of embezzling money, collecting bribe worth billions of naira. Imagine that if it was someone else's that is doing this, or that did what the EFCC chairman has done, I'm very much sure that the investigation will not stop. Even if they investigate, I'm very much sure what the EFCC chairman would do to such a person before investigation ended. So this is tit for tat. I'm very much glad that the EFCC boss is also persecuted for alleged criminal activities. According to what they said he was bribed to cover up for a crime that someone committed. This is why he is being persecuted and arrested by the courts. So I don't think that he will be able to come out from this. It all depends on what the years court gives to him to spend in the custody of police. It's all left for him. But come to think of it, I don't think that they will release him on time. It will take time, a long process to release him, because he is the EFCC boss. They are trying to do what he has been doing to other criminals. So it all depends on if truly he collected bribe or not. If after the investigation and they realize that he is innocent, then he will be released. But if they find out that the allegation leveled against him is true, then he will last and stay in jail for years. So viewers, what is your take on this news? Your comment concerning this news is very important. Drop them below the comment box. Click on the subscription button as well as the bell button to receive updates. Thank you.